I can share it on X really quick. I'm just going to do a quick share because I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. And then I'll get the link and I'll go drop it in a couple Discords because I should. We haven't done a show in a while, guys. Sorry about that. We'll see who comes in first on the YouTube. It might be Birds, Bees, and Trees, who was first over on Twitch, if he decides to switch over, but I don't know. I'll be back to see any of your other questions, Birds, Bees, and Trees, on Twitch in just a moment. I just want to go share this a couple places.
Because sharing is caring.
Yeah. Discord. I can see that we're live on YouTube with no problem. So let's set this up. Hey, Ank is our first chat over in the YouTube stream. I can see he also was over there. I see. I haven't looked at the cards to know what my top 3 to 5 are. I can tell you that the one we're going to reveal, I don't know how Bebe feels, but I think we're getting gypped again. Last time we got one of the worst cards to reveal.
Yeah, definitely. I was definitely feeling that.
Because it's kind of funny. Maybe they saw we haven't been doing our show as often, but man, July was just a crazy month for me, guys. I work all the time. And I put in some 14-hour days, some like really long days doing my IT work. Go on a vacation for my anniversary with my wife, and I catch COVID.
Happy anniversary, though.
Yeah, so anybody that doesn't remember, this is the wonderful card that we got to reveal last time. I don't think anybody loves the Helmuth Demon. He even at max level, which I do have him, I very rarely have used him. Maybe once or twice. Maybe I'm underestimating him a little bit, but he just never screams me. Lorcus made him a little bit more playable because you can use him in the lineup. He gets the extra magic damage. If you're throwing in the guy with the resurrect, he's going to come back to life one time. So he is going to be a target for a while. But even then, he's a high mana cost, and that the life leech guy along with the guys that you need with Lorcus are pretty high mana cost too, so you're not necessarily having an extra ton mana there. So
yeah, and I send you on Discord pick the article with some of the new reward cards if you want to go through
okay,
them.
yeah, let's go take a look at those first before we do our reveal. Then let's see what the rest of the community has already seen that I haven't.
I mean, there are more, but those at least are in one post, so.
All right, so this would be a green card. Yes, green card. I got to remember.
And it's common.
Common?
A common card.
Okay, so here's the thing I don't know. I don't know all the new abilities. Do you know them?
That's not new. That's the one that this legendary has. The one that is
this little angel suit isn't new?
No, that's flying, man.
Oh, that's is that a new symbol for flying? Or am I just crazy?
I don't know. I mean, it never counted as new, but Venka, Venka, this second ability is the Venka.
I might have a little bit of COVID brain tonight, guys. Just warning you. But okay, so I mean,
attacks from anywhere. Attacks from anywhere and makes double damage to units with no attack.
Okay, so wait, that's what this one ability does?
Yeah. That's the one that Venka has.
Okay, so it's Venka's ability. Yeah. So attack from anywhere, do double damage. It also can't miss flying units. That's kind of a weird one, though. But okay. And it flies. It's pretty fast. Good health.
Is it weird?
Solid card. Well, I don't know. Snare on a flying card's kind of cool because you're going to use it in Earthquake matches. But if its goal is to be another Venka card, then not many of the zero attack cards fly, except for, I guess, the Pelacor Conjurer. But Pelacor Conjurer
and the death
is... is and it is a really good card, and it is in the right mana cap to maybe play in some of those low games where Pelacor Conjurer kind of dominates. But at the same
Yeah,
time, the stupid Conjurer has that Divine Shield, so it, you have to hit it with something before this comes in to lay the smackdown.
but
But
also, but also you can combine it with Venka.
oh no,
For
see, it is. It's just attack from anywhere. Red Rex is saying that. I think Ventka also has Oppress.
oh, okay. Well,
So
still,
Venka has the
yeah,
two
okay,
abilities.
but still,
So
attacks from anywhere.
it's an attack
Was it
from anywhere.
charge? Was it charge or something? And I mean, it had some
Yeah.
name.
But no, that's still good because like in a lot of rule sets, you can throw this in as like a third tank, or even put it in that reach position, and it will still attack even though it doesn't have reach.
Yeah,
So
and also that Dark Squirrel makes all the units flying, and it's also green. So
oh, okay, yeah, you could use it with the squirrel. You make the other team fly, then you take the flying away from them, or it makes it almost like a true striking card at that point. Um, yeah, I could definitely see that this just adds to the appeal that Green's starting to have with that card in Earthquake matches. So
a little bit losing
yeah,
from
yeah, Gathering. It's a bummer they're not giving us the other abilities. I mean, like the card, the little thing to see anything other than final stats. We're
well, but I mean, there should be some surprises for like when they actually released, right? They cannot reveal
all right.
everything.
So Death gets that's new, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it is.
So Death gets a new ability. They get an Archer who's medium speed, good health, 7 costs, so kind of high. Has Reflection Shield, so that's kind of cool.
And as far as
Cause
I remember, this ability was every turn it has a chance to get exhausted and skip a turn, and it increases up to 80%. Like if it doesn't hit this turn, next turn is 20%, next turn is 30%, and yeah.
yeah, well, from what I can remember, and tell me if I'm wrong, guys. They get the abilities left to right, correct?
Yeah.
So when you're looking at them gathering, kind of picture this at lower level, probably 2 damage or in 3 speed and maybe like 5 health, and you're just gonna fly and maybe attack from anywhere if you're like a silver player. Maybe you have to beat a gold to get to attack to everywhere. That would be kind of a bummer if this is at level 5, but hopefully it's like a level 4 ability.
Yeah, probably level 5 that and level 8 the snare.
Yeah.
No,
So,
level
and
9.
howdy there, Paul Taylor. Whereas with this one, you can definitely see you're probably going to be looking at, since it's a high end 4 as well, but a higher cost card, probably 2, 3 damage in the middles, probably maybe only 2 speed to start with, so it won't hit that often. But you
This in
get the new
general, I'm not
ability
very
and a
impressed.
slow right away. So the slow helps the fact that he's not all that fast. He gets a redemption. So
Mm, I
not
don't
a
know.
game changing card for Death, but
By the, by the way, this is not an ability. This is debilitation.
oh yeah. So basically, you said if it hits them in procs, they skip their next turn
No, it's
or
they
their
hit.
next action.
Each turn, it has 10% chance increasing to skip a turn, become exhausted and skip a turn. And
Okay.
if it doesn't, it goes to 20% next turn, then 30% up to 80%.
Okay, so this is their first time playing with the idea that's been thrown into the community that some of our abilities should have an increased chance to hit when they miss. And I have to admit, I had one of the most ridiculous matches today that made me remember how much I hate poison RNG. Because I use Waka and my whole team has poison. My turn goes, I don't land one poison. That guy has one guy on his team that had poison. He hit it every single attack. And the only time I even hit my Waka poison was when the magic blow already killed the monster. So the monster already was dead, but it got poisoned and then died. And I'm like, great. So the one time I get it to proc is the one time I don't need it. Um, so let's see.
I'm not very excited about that card.
Well, yeah, birds, bees, and trees. The current cards. Hold on, sorry, I gotta fix my shorts. Not very comfortable. Okay, so the current cards, yes, you can't get them in chests anymore after this season, but they're going to be unlockable. So people are going to be unlocking them and selling them. They're not going to be super cheap because the unlock cost is going to make them probably similar to Rebellion cards in price. But if too many people unlock them, then they could drop in price if there's not a lot of demand, and maybe you can get things a little bit cheaper than unlock price or close to unlock price. DEC is pretty cheap right now, though, so there's that. I like the card. This is in Spanish, huh? Oh, no, wait. Both languages. Okay.
Yeah, just not that. I mean, I've seen so many awesome cards. This one is just not that impressive.
Yeah, I was hoping Death. I think a lot of people were hoping Death. I know Bojangles wanted a Martyr card because Death still doesn't have one.
You know that is fucked
so-
from everywhere, so yeah, they get these cards.
Yeah, well, I mean, they do have a lot of the one. I mean, a redemption. They have a resurrection. It's an arrow guy with a reflection shield. It's got another slow, and Death has a pretty good amount of speed plays, and they can use them with Cryptic to kind of make a pretty good slowdown team nowadays.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so
seven
we get
manas,
a
yeah.
legendary one cost
Yeah, all
monkey.
the zero mana legendaries are now 1 mana legendaries.
Well, you know what? I like it better because they're a little different, and this is a pretty cool card. I mean, in low mana, blue is already pretty prevalent. Now this gives you another card you can mix in. I don't know how many times you'd use him over the 3-cost guy with True Strike that also has reach, but in very low mana, maybe you throw this guy out there. So
Yeah, and probably it gets the reach and the second attack at max level. So
it might have reach the whole time, but you're right about the second attack probably.
well, I know
Max level.
the zero mana
True,
Chaos
true. If it's similar to those, it might. You're
got
right.
got their ability at the last level. So
Yeah. You know, I thought that was kind of a mistake. I think they should get the ability earlier and get the attack last. Because that way you have more people. Because, like on the 0-cost cards, you either have a max level or a level 1. Nobody runs like a level 2 or a level 3.
yeah,
There's no
what
point.
I'm thinking
So,
is what I'm thinking is at last level it gets both the second attack and reach.
we'll see. Ooh, Death gets another card. Did we get it? No, we did not get our Mardar card, but they get another. Oh, what's this called again? I know it's.
Opportunity.
Opportunity. I knew what it did, but I forgot the name for a second.
Another hit on Dalan.
Yeah, so I mean, oh yeah, and they another reason to not use Dalin. With Death also like 2 of their summoners. A lot of their cards have the dual ability. So I was thinking we should do a proposal and say that when you use a summoner who gives an ability to a monster, and you use a monster with the same ability, it increases the chance of that ability proccing. Or it's applied twice.
Well, okay, because yeah, cripple procs 100%. So
Yeah, so like he would double cripple if you used him with Dalin.
oh, see,
Um, and if you used Waka, see the problem is Waka has poison, so I was thinking either 2 chances to poison, which would be almost guaranteed because you get 2 50-cent rolls, 50% rolls, or maybe you get 1 80% roll instead. Because like I don't know how many times I go to use Waka, and sometimes I'll not use one of the good cards because it already has poison. And I go, no, I probably shouldn't do that. But then
or
I'm
it
like,
can land,
well,
or it can land twice.
yeah. I don't know
Stacking.
about being poisoned twice. That sounds a little bit much, but being crippled twice, it doesn't sound terrible. And there's not that many monsters in Death with cripple. But I mean, overall, it's a nice card. It gives Death another card that has this ability. Death has kind of an interesting melee monster sneak team already. This kind of adds some variation into that. So I like it, and it does actually kind of play with Lorcus because Lorcus does have the +1 melee on his cards, and so this gives you one more back row monster that you can put on the board that will get that melee attack and still be able to attack. So
And it's also a low mana, little league card.
yeah, and it's a little league card. Death is competitive in little league, but they really need a little bit of luck sometimes. So this is interesting. All right, we get our next epic card for life. They get the brain. So what does the brain do, guys?
Oh my God, you have no idea. This card will be probably the most valuable card from all the, well, one of most valuable. So each turn, it has I guess each time it's hit, it has a chance of getting a random ability from the other team.
Oh, so each time it gets hit by a card, it has the chance to steal an ability from one of the cards that from the
Either
team.
that or either that or the beginning of each turn, it has a chance to get mimic. Yeah, but
Okay,
they
so
stack
it's
up. It's not just for one turn. They stack up, from what I understood. Like I know, either Comet Team or Royal Eagle have posted from the test a card that she had like 7, 8 abilities.
oh wow, that's pretty wild. So she could if it run into an immunity an inevitable fight, steal his repair, steal his immunity, steal his triage, and all of a sudden she's like a triaging, repairing immune monster.
And an opportunist with two types of attack.
And this is another monster also with this one magic attack to take a shot at Mr. Super Sneak. I have 1 health, a bunch of armor, thorns.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he currently falls victim only to the blue team with the sneak magic. Though I have seen more people going to magic armor for him to make him more
Yeah.
strong with that
But yeah,
play. But
and that's just a rare card. I mean, it just the disparity is like
yeah, well, it's epic.
huge.
I mean, and it's only
Okay,
6
epic, yeah.
cost though. These attacks are low though. So you could run into abilities where she gets like weakened down to 1 attack, and if she's running into voided monsters or shielded monsters, she's not doing very much damage.
Well, but
But
that
it'll be interesting to see what kind of abilities she can steal, because it could be wild. If she can steal like a tank heal and give them an extra healer, if she steals poison or steals bloodlust, if somehow there's a bloodlust card on the other side, then all of a sudden she starts bloodlusting if she finishes anybody off. So that's pretty wild.
yeah.
Okay, this is another new one.
Oh yeah, they own you.
No, that's Divine Shield, and this is
Oh
Swiftness.
no, man, that's you mean the ability? That's camouflage. The
No,
first.
I meant this ability is Divine Shield. This is Swiftness. This is Strengthen.
Yeah,
This one's new though.
it's camouflage, man. What do you mean new?
Oh no, what am I talking about? That's camouflage. Maybe I'm just not used to looking at him so zoomed in.
Maybe yeah.
So a camouflage mage, huh? So he's like a weak Dr. Blight.
Well, more like the three mana legendary from Chaos.
And he's neutral, huh? So for any
Yeah.
team, you could throw a camouflage mage that if he gets hit by a random fire the first time, it won't hurt him. So that's nice for the people who maybe run one scatter shot against you. He'll strengthen your team and he'll give your team speed. This could be very useful, actually.
Yeah, and it's common.
Yeah, that's a lot of utility in one little card. So I can see this card being played a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gathering Saints, certain abilities cannot be mimicked. So we'll have to look up that list eventually.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the end of this post. So now we got a little look at those. Should we go ahead and reveal our card? Or
Oh, we have a card?
yeah, we have a card to reveal.
Yeah, I'm ashamed of that card.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
want to wait too long into the show.
So whoever
Um,
is just for the card, they can live at peace.
well, yeah. Also, I don't know how long I'm gonna want to go tonight because, like I said, guys, I'm recovering from COVID. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know
will be a
when
short one.
I'm gonna just kind of want to go stop.
It will be a short one for sure.
But
Okay,
let me
show them,
find.
show them. No teasing, straight away. Boom,
No, no,
bam.
no. A little bit of tease. So
Oh,
we've seen this image before, right, guys?
you're prepared? Yeah,
It's been shared with people. He looks pretty cool. Um, he's got this stomach in his mouth. He's got this sword. He's gonna be a water card. Even though he looks like a death knight.
yeah.
And
There's the
like just before we show you what he does, what would you guys hope he could do for the blue team? I mean, the blue team already has some pretty interesting tanky cards. Now, given when the next set comes out, some of those tanky cards like Demon Shark are going to go away. Bakjura is going to go away. Um, but
he, look-
uh,
he looks kind of tanky.
he looks tanky.
Maybe he's DPS.
Yeah, he does have a sword, but he's stabbing his own foot. So I'll tell you the one thing that is going to surprise you guys when you see this. It's cool and disappointing at the same time, so I'll just bring it into here and we can talk about it, right?
So birds, bees, and trees saying shatter, trample, and rage and heal. Oh, it's too much, man.
Wow, that would be a good card. I remember
Yeah,
when I said we don't get to show you the good cards.
exactly. Ours is one of the crappiest so far.
Okay, so here he is. And I'm not going to say he's super crappy because he's fast. He has dodge, right? So 6 speed and dodge. He's got, this is the one that lowers people's attack when he hits them, right?
Yeah,
So he's fast, so he'll hit first and debuff the other side. He has a good dodge ability with a good speed. He can play in games with thorns because he has reflection shield. And he also has this backfire, yes?
yeah.
Yeah, so and also when they miss, but we didn't get a new ability. So we
And,
didn't get to share a new ability with you guys. That's a bummer.
and
And
he's squishy, and he's squishy against magic.
he is squishy against magic. So I mean, n- no magic rule sets. He kind of looks like a replacement for Demon Shark
And
when
he's a
Demon Shark
giant.
goes away.
And he's a
But
giant.
yeah, but he's a giant, so he can be giant killed. So
Yeah,
I
the
mean, he
the the legendary from Rift Watchers in water. What was her name? Like the one that has a giant killer and four. I think four. It was four magic attack.
I do admit though, there is the play with Cryptic, right? So Cryptic's going to slow the other team down one. Cryptic's going to blind the other team. So now you're looking at a blind and a dodge. So right there, you're at like 40%, right? 25 and 15 chance to miss. And then if he's got 6 speed and you're, or if you buffed him up to like 9 or 10, he might be really hard to hit. The problem is he doesn't have any way to make magic miss, as Bebe said. So, you bring one magic guy, especially a magic guy with giant killer, we'll just light this guy up. So, it's an interesting card. It'll probably have some times where you play it and you completely dominate a guy who ran all archers, or in a melee only fight, he could be very interesting. But other than that, you're going to play him sometimes, and he's just going to get ran over by magic damage. So
Yeah. Overall, it's not that crappy, but it's not really that.
yeah, like it's funny because it's absolutely dominant in certain role sets in certain times. It'll win
Yeah.
a game with like hardly ever getting touched. And then other games, you'll think that's what's going to happen, and you'll run into somebody running Lorcus with a bunch of mages, and he'll die round one.
Yeah.
So, it dude, not
And yeah,
even,
if
dude.
it was,
Death,
yeah,
Lorcas Magic teams are insane. Because not
and if
they,
he was alive, yeah, you could probably play him with on weak
with
magic
Wraith.
rules. Yeah, but on weak magic rule sets also he'll be
Yeah,
top.
weak magic, he becomes much more usable because then he has magic armor, right? So,
Yeah,
but yeah, melee only matches, lost magic matches, weak magic matches, or
or matches that melee hit from anywhere, so he can be a back row.
yeah, melee hits from everywhere. Also, he'd be interesting in a super sneak match, putting him in the last
Yeah,
position, maybe.
yeah,
Then hopefully people just can't hit him. So, and then if there is mages, they're not firing at him, so it doesn't really take him. So, yeah,
and then
you
it's
can run
the
him with Possibless and give him the reach and put him in the second position, but then he's not really doing his dodge job.
well, but he's doing his reflect shield more or less.
Yeah, well, he would also be doing his demoralizing, because he is going to hit first. He's going to weaken the other team's tank, and then he's gonna he does deal like there's a lot of little aesthetic problems though at max level about this guy. He does 5 damage, so if he runs into force fields, that's gonna suck. He's 10, so if he runs into giant killers, that's gonna suck. He doesn't have any kind of way to avoid magic damage, so if you run into a magic team, that's gonna suck. There's lots of cards that could really piss you off.
Yeah.
Mostly magic, because you expect him to dodge some attacks, and if you run into a lot of magic, it's just not gonna work. So
In my books, it's a tank that is not to be played as a tank.
yeah, I think it isn't, and you know what? That's okay though, because I mean, I could see putting him in the second position, like behind a
The
Bakshira or
bear,
something, where
the bear.
Bakshira is just tanking and healing up in the front, and he's in the second position doing damage. But there's a lot of cards that could go in that second position, so I don't know if this would be the best one. I'm guessing that he's going to be an afterthought while Chaos Legion is around, and when Chaos Legion goes away, he's going to be important. I think that a lot of these cards that I've seen so far, they don't look that important, but that's because we're comparing them with what's available in Modern today, and it's big, and there's a lot, and so yeah.
To be honest, in my opinion, the best, as I see it, the best use case is in super sneak matches.
Yep. Birds, Bees, and Trees, I don't know if we'll get another Splinterfest unless, I think actually some stuff that happened today in that Dow Hall and stuff. I don't know if you guys watched it. Not Dow Hall, the Dow
Hive,
Proposal Hall. I went and
Hive
listened
Town
to
Hall.
it.
Hive Town Hall.
Yeah, we can get into it now. I don't know if you guys listened to it. It was on Twitter. There weren't that many people listening to it that live when it happened. Matt went and he made a real, good case for why we should get support, and we're still not getting support. So,
Yeah, he was awesome.
yeah, he was awesome. How do I get to the proposals again? Yeah. But I mean, it was this morning. He had a couple hive whales on there, but we're still not getting support. And the thing that's more annoying about what's happened to us on Hive, in my opinion, and I went and I unsupported the return proposal because we got enough to get funded, and then some people that don't think that
Asshole.
they
You
should
can
have to.
say it. Asshole. Some asshole
Yeah,
went and put
yeah,
Hive
some rich
Town in.
asshole went and decided to say that no, you guys, you can't get your funding for your game. And I mean, Matt pointed out, for people that don't know, all of us that use Hive Keychain, while that was made by Jarvie, it was funded by Splinterlands. So they paid him to make it. That's probably one of the reasons why I think he made it. But whoever made it, I might be missing up who made what. and Matt pointed out, they do all these posts and they share them. Everything they do, all their community stuff, all our governance stuff is on Hive. They do curation projects. They do, some of the things he didn't do to get into is they do cross promotions with other Hive games. We've had 2 of them recently. And, the plain fact of the matter is he pointed out to them that when he talks to VCs right now and he wants to get investment, the first question they ask is, why are you here? They want games that are on Solana or Polygon or Ethereum. Or if you're going to be on a new chain, maybe that new chain should be, that chain should be new if you want to be on a smaller chain. Like, you could go to base chain, or you could try going to, what's that? I don't know. What's another new chain that's come out recently that's a little bit popular? There was one I was thinking of. It's not Phantom.
But you don't say it because we don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Well,
it was shoot in the last show enough.
Yeah, if Phantom is relaunching, it's something else. But nonetheless, and technically you could just go out to the BNB chain as well. There's not.
There were there are a lot of layer 2 Ethereum IMX, Immutable X, Arbitrum, but yeah, it's the point is
no, don't go to Ton chain, Inc. Because Americans aren't allowed. I don't want to have to use a VPN every day to play the game.
But yeah, pretty much I was expecting at least after he talked, because he said he was awesome, and we'll probably should give it a couple of days because not everybody listens the very same days.
Yeah, I admit I'll give it a couple days, but Matt, he wasn't in that place where he's like, if you guys don't pass this, we're leaving. And that kind of bums me out a little bit because, I feel. I know he doesn't want to leave. He's a big Hive person. Like I said, he's supported many different projects and many different things. There was somebody shilling Ronin so hard last time, I didn't want to talk about it. And I know he doesn't want to either.
For sure. He
and Paul Taylor's right. Matt is still going to be at Hive Fest. And for anybody that didn't hear this, because you didn't watch it, there's going to be a special badge given out to any Hive user that goes to Splinterfest and I mean not Splinterfest, who goes to Hive Fest, and this badge is going to do.
It's not a badge.
Oh no, title. You know what? The stupid other guy called it a badge.
Yeah, I know, but yeah.
That's why I said it, because Matt said title. The guy who recapped it at the end said badge. Yeah. But yeah, it's a title. But the title will give some kind of bonus to land barons, basically, and landholders. But the kind of cool thing for the Hive people,
as any title, just another title that you can only get from visiting the Hive Fest.
Yeah, what we don't know though, is it going to be the basic thing that a title can do for land, or which is probably.
We just don't know the rarity.
Or is it going to be something special? We'll see. Since this was last minute, my guess is it's just going to be a boost to production like the rest of the titles. But maybe they'll introduce a new percentage. Something that's like a little weird or off.
I don't know if they want to do that for a title that not everybody can really try to get anyways.
Well, I mean, titles are resellable, so what's going to happen is the guys who are there who play Splinterlands might keep it. Everyone else is going to flood our market and try to sell those things. So,
my guess will be to be a normal rare title, but that's my guess.
Jason, if you don't know why companies try to get money, you have not researched business very much. When any company is out and they're struggling and they think they're struggling not because their company is doing terrible, but because we're in bad economic times, because there's strife in the world, because there was just a stock market crash and a Bitcoin crash, and a president who dropped out, and another person who got anointed, which some people like, but is kind of weird and not very normal process that goes on. And you've got, two wars going on, as I was saying. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. You might need a little investment to make sure your company can keep going. It's completely normal to go out and try to find someone to bring you money. And the thing that's actually not normal in this situation is if I talked to like 8 different investors and they all said, why were you on Hive? Eventually I'd be going back to the board and go, why are we on Hive? Because I can't get anybody to invest in my company because I'm on Hive. So guys, remind me why I'm here.
And Hive doesn't want to support us.
And
neither.
Hive doesn't want us here apparently, because they're willing to not only not support our thing, but when we get enough support, raise the bar in how much support you need. The only funny thing about this is if we got a lot of big support, and maybe all of a sudden all the other proposals would not get funded. Because the thing you guys got to remember, I mean, Splinterlands didn't make the decentralized Hive fund, okay? Hive made this. The idea of this is they will give money to people who are bringing things to the chain. Matt pointed out that Splinterlands has brought more to Hive than any of these other projects. They've brought more users here. They've burned more Hive than anybody else. He talked it up there. They burnt 0.5% of the total supply of Hive that has been issued was burned by people creating Splinterlands things. So it's not a situation where there's any kind of, it's unnormal. Hive is a blockchain. They have a fund to fund development for things that they think will help their blockchain. Splinterlands is applying for that fund, but even though Splinterlands has done a ton for the chain, they don't want to fund it because it's not technically new, I guess, is what the argument against it is. It's not a new thing. But, I mean, look at the things that they're funding. So, smart contracts. So, yeah, it would be nice if Hive could have smart contracts so that we can theoretically, I guess, try to compete with, like, the smart contract farm stuff out there. I don't know what this does for you unless you have projects who want to build with smart contracts, though. But we're funding that. We do the core development funding, but
no one is getting smart contracts are important.
You know what they are if people are going to use them for something.
Well, if they are there, we will use them.
But we already have a way for people to issue other tokens. So what else are we going to do with them? I mean, don't get me wrong. Maybe if they could do this, that's cool. Do you have your development fund here for the core chain? So that's kind of important. We have the sequel proposal. Then we have Peaked is on here. So basically, Peaked is getting funded. Now, I have to admit, they're asking for a lot less money than us. So maybe part of the problem is Matt asked for a pretty large sum. A lot of these are smaller, $55, $255, $135, $330. This one up here is the most at $665 a day. We have this little one for $15 a day to help. I don't know what this is. Buy me berries in Hiver, but I guess it's such a small amount of money that people decided to vote it up and provide this. I don't know what this is. Honeycomb proposal. I don't know what this is either. That's probably a little bit on me. Yeah, and you're right, Paul Taylor. Other ones are getting screwed up too. I'm just showing you these because what I'm showing you is this world mapper proposal. The rebirth of Pineapple. I have to go find. Apparently, they did something today where they were talking about this. I don't know what this proposal is, but again, $85. You got this pretty big one, a bridge proposal. who's asking for $10,000, but that's it though for one day, and he basically is going to get his payment, or is it his last day? I don't know. That one's actually pretty huge. I don't remember seeing that last time. Oh yeah, it's only been here for 14 days. I should probably look into what he's doing. That's interesting. The Leo guys are on here. And then as we get the down here, the multi-sig proposal. But here's our return proposal. So this Hive gamification proposal, it used to be getting funded. It's not getting funded anymore. Why? Because Splinterlands was getting funding. This Peak D one was getting funded. Oh, no, wait. No. It was still short. It was only at 21 million. But yeah, so far we've caused... this fight has caused Hive Buzz to lose their funding. And if we get up to like 32 million or 33 and they do this to us again, then they're going to knock out, these two as well. And then if we go up even more, they could start knocking out these things. And this could turn into a big problem. So...
Just don't feed the troll. Yeah, keep your thought. Just don't feed the troll.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the one thing is, if there is a lot of fighting, maybe Hive prices goes up, so Splinterlands can tell us all to dump our Hive and leave, and we could all go. But
there is also proposal to, I think that was passing to turn to power up all the Hive in the DAO and vote.
Yeah, but it's only like 100,000, I think, which is a lot.
Only that little?
We can go check it really quick. Splinterlands, because it passed. You're right. We got to go to completed. Convert and power up. I thought it was only like 100,000, but maybe it was 1 million. No, yeah, see? 116,000 swap Hive. So...
Yeah. Oh, whoa.
The more exciting thing for the Splinterlands players for us is that it's going to start upvoting stuff that Splinterlands upvotes. So curation things will be cool. So Banana says he sold all his Hive when it was at $1 and $2. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should have, but I haven't really bought a lot of Hive. I've just earned it over the years posting about the game. So I never really thought about selling it.
Moving on.
Moving on, something at least we can talk about quickly here. Claiborne went crazy with some draft proposals. So far, this system update one is at least is looking okay. This guidelines for treasurers is looking okay. But this community poll to lower level lock costs for soulbound rewards cards...
all three.
This one is getting destroyed.
All three of them. They came at the same. All these polls came at the same day.
Yeah.
But it was like basically all the polls were like, do you think that Matt made a wrong decision? Because that's what people were complaining and whining about, that they want stuff done differently. And so there was, okay, let's make a poll and see the results, and the results were as expected, I think.
Yeah, so these are getting destroyed. All three of these. We're not going to go back to the card level limits. I don't know what this Rebellion rewards card one is.
To be unsoulbound, to be normal.
That's right. No more soulbound. And so basically people are saying, no, we're going to stick with Matt. It's not even close. And then there is a tournament rework one. I'm not going to go through all of these in detail.
Please don't.
But, if you want to go check them out, you can. But, there was a slew of stuff. And so far, the ones that made sense look like they're going to go through, and the other ones are not.
That was a good recap.
Unless you want to do anything else, I am starting to cough a bit more, and I think I might want to start wrapping this up.
Yeah, just two quick things, because we're into the Splinterverse. Genesis League Ghosts have their training open and working, so people
Did
can
you say trading?
Training.
Training. Okay.
Well, it's kind of like a staking, like a DeFi thing. Like you stake your GOX and then your cards, and then you earn GOX rewards.
Got it.
But it's just, yeah, just a concept. It will be at some point probably to do what it says training, but for now it's way to get rewards. So whoever is in GOX and haven't checked in a while, they have something new. That is the training that is open. And for the people interested in arcade colony, there soon will be open kind of again staking thing where you stake your cards and you gain fuel, which later you'll be able to use in the game. So
Okay.
these are the news from the Splinterverse from me.
Well, thank you for looking into that. We will be back probably again next week. Do we have a town hall next week?
I think we do.
Yeah, so it'll be probably Thursday next week after the town hall. I'm past my
Oh,
craziness at work, and hopefully I'll be better as well.
and just one more thing is I remember since I was talking about goals, because before the idea was when season two comes or version two with the 11 players, initially it was said that there will be new set of cards and the old cards won't be usable except for powering up your new cards. Oh, it's no longer the case. All cards will be usable, which is a good news. So that's also something exciting. And I can't wait for the 11 versus 11 prototype.
Yeah, we'll get more into that stuff on the next show probably, or
Yeah.
and when we have more time, guys. I'm sorry I'm cutting this one a bit short, but I gotta get some rest. So thanks everybody.
You need to get well. Thanks everybody for joining and see you next week.